Hi, Dad Can in Japan here. This is my 1000 subscriber special. I'm going to be looking at my 10 top favorite videos of mine. But before that, I just want to say thank you to all subscribers and all the viewers out there. Thank you very much. Now, let's go. Okay, I'm doing this video before I actually hit the 1000 subscribers. My current number is 971. Even though down here it says 958, the YouTube analytics is a little bit slow. But I just want to give you a brief overview of my channel. One thing I can't believe is this. The watch time is 1,353,000 minutes, which translates into 2 years and 209 days of viewing. That blows me away. I can't believe people are actually watching my videos for that long. This is the number of views I've got, 212,000. Again, I am so grateful. I can't believe people actually watch my videos that much. My estimated revenue, well, it's $22, and you'll notice here it was started growing up and then went flat again. Okay, that's because a certain person named Logan Paul, or Paul Logan, I don't remember who it was, he came to Japan and decided to film a suicide victim in the forest here. And since that time, YouTube decided to change their policy on how to get paid. Before, you needed 10,000 views. I've got 212. And I reached that 10,000 limit, and they started paying me. But after Logan Paul, they decided to change their policy so that you needed 1,000 subscribers and 240,000 minutes of watch time. I've beaten that, and now I've finally got the 1,000 subscribers. I can start getting paid again. So I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with all of this over here, how much money I've been making but haven't been paid by YouTube. As you can see, my top 10 videos, these are all my stories that I've been reading, except for one playing video, Ambrosia and How to Find Kappa. Now, you'll see here, it has 23,000 views. That is the top video by views. If I just click on this, at one point, this video had more views than all of my other videos combined. This was my first or only viral video, if you could call it that. So I'm grateful for everyone who's been watching these videos. One thing I find really interesting is who is watching my videos. So let's go take a look at the geographies here. And at top place comes the United States. Thank you, US. I'm grateful for that. With 831,000 watch time minutes. Second place is a surprise to me. It's South Korea. I'm not sure why so many people in South Korea are watching me. Why it's number 2 in my list, I do not know, but I'm grateful. Thank you, South Korea. I've been to South Korea and I really love the food there. I love the country. It's a beautiful place. Third is Canada, and fourth is the United Kingdom, my two homes. I was born in the United Kingdom but grew up in Canada, so I consider both of them to be my homes. Fifth comes Taiwan. Again, I don't know why, but I'm grateful. And then Australia, and finally Japan, the country, my adopted home country, the country where I'm living right now, comes in at 7th. And then New Zealand, a country of less than 5 million people, is coming in 8th, along with Singapore, again, 5 million people. Wow, I'm amazed that I'm getting so many views from a country that has such a small population. Then come the Philippines and Nepal. Nepal even beats out India. India's got 1.3 billion people. Nepal has only got about like 20 million. So come on, India, you got to do better. Now, the way I'm going to pick my videos is I'm just picking the top 10 from a chronological point of view. So starting right at the very beginning, with my very first video on quiche Lorraine, how to cook quiche Lorraine. That was done on March 11th, 2016, so 3 years ago. You're not going to find any of my reading videos in my top 10 list, and there's a reason for that. It's because while I enjoy reading the stories, there isn't that much creativity in the editing process. It's basically me going through the recorded material and editing out my mistakes, like this.
"Ready to go home now, Jack?" said Annie. She had farted. She had finished passing out the food.
So I want to focus on my videos where I actually use more creativity. Originally, I started this YouTube channel because my son said he wanted to have a YouTube channel and he wanted me to teach him. I had no idea about how to help him set up his own YouTube channel, so I thought the best way to do it is to set up my own. So I thought, well, okay, I can do videos on cooking. I enjoyed it, but my very first video that I'm proud of is this one right here. Rick Spark 7 plays Roblox Natural Disaster Survival, Tornado and Tsunami Hit Rakish Refinery. Now my son and I had been playing Roblox for a while, and this is what he wanted to do. I had watched other people make videos on games, and I thought, well, okay, if this is what my son wants to do, then I should try to do it myself so I can help him with it. So this is my very first video where I actually played a game on camera. Now in this video you can see I haven't adopted my typical samurai outfit yet. So this is kind of weird seeing me like this now. I've been the samurai for such a long time now that, yeah, I forget that I actually dressed like this at one point. So here you can see the tsunami just hits and there's a tornado. This is coming down. I was able to survive along with that other guy you just saw beside me. The two of us were the only survivors of this. So I was pretty proud of this video, my very first gaming video, and I was able to survive that.
Okay, I'm running around this way.
If we continue on, I played a lot of Roblox Natural Disaster Survival. I was kind of good at that game. However, I started to dislike it once the creator made some updates on it. Two ways the creator of that game ruined the game was he started telling you what the disaster was going to be. I always like to be able to try and guess what it's going to be and then prepare once I figured out what it was. And another thing was that he started charging for double disasters. It was 100 Robux per disaster. So we ended up not having any more double disasters anymore, and that ruined the game for me. So I started playing other games. Now I started playing Before the Dawn, which I still really like, and Murder Mystery 2. And I also started doing some other videos about Japan. So here I have this Cascabe Summer Festival. And here is my first story that I read, Pirate Mum. Now, I really enjoyed that story. That brings back a lot of memories for me when I was reading that to my son. But this is my second top 10 video, Ambrosia and How to Find Kappa. My son had introduced me to another game called Azure Mines, which was to prove to be a big boon to me. I really love this game. And after a long time, I was finally able to find an ambrosia and also learn some other tricks about how to find Kappa. Now, the Kappa is always at a certain place in the mines. And if you have a special Game Pass, you can find it. But I wanted to help people out who didn't have the Game Pass. And I noticed there were some videos on YouTube about how to do it, but they were wrong. I remember one time this guy was mining along and he was saying, "Where's the Kappa? Where's the Kappa?" And so I went down to where the Kappa was and I found out that he had mined just one block away. He had mined right past it. And because of one of the videos, that's what happened. So I thought, well, I can correct that. And so I did this video. And as I said before, this became my top watched video of all time. And it still is. Here's me finding my very first ambrosia. I had reached a level of Overlord and still hadn't found one, and here is my very first one. I was so happy to get that. And here I am with the Kappa, after telling people how to get there. So that is my second favorite video. Now I mentioned after doing that video, some guy decided to film a suicide victim, and YouTube changed its policy. So all of a sudden I stopped getting any money from this video, but I still wanted to keep doing videos. So I kept on doing more Azure Mines, and I started doing some epic mini games as well. Now this is one video I liked because of the public service announcement I did at the beginning, the fake one. Basically I took a campaign by Mothers Against Drunk Drivers and changed it into Dads Against Drunk Miners. So just a little bit of a parody. The rest of the video is rather forgettable though. Now, here we come to my third top video, A Fistful of Apocalypses, a mashup. And you'll also notice it says includes copyrighted material. Now, when you make YouTube videos, they always say, well, be careful about copyrighted songs and things like that, because if you do use them, you're not going to get any money from your videos. Well, I wasn't getting any money from YouTube anyway, because I'd just been demonetized because of Paul Logan, or Logan Paul, whatever his name is. So I thought, well, so what? And so I decided to make this video. So this is my third video because it shows the transition where I actually decided to start using real songs. And I've really enjoyed doing that. I like putting my own take on these songs. For this game, I found myself as the only player in natural disaster survival. So I decided to play around with it. I decided to use the intro to the movie Apocalypse Now.
Saigon. Shit. I'm still only in Saigon.
And for the next round, I decided to use the music from Sergio Leone's A Fistful of Dollars. I love this music, and I thought it fit perfectly with the game that's playing here right now. So that video only got 24 views, 25 now since I just watched it again. But still, it remains to be one of my favorite videos. So that's number 3 in my list. I continued doing more games, but also started doing some more Japanese-related videos as well. But my fourth pick has got to be All My All for One Ambrosia. And it was just a very simple video, but a lot of people seem to like it. So this represented another change for me, another video I found people enjoyed. I've stopped doing those because I think I've done them to death by now, but still, this first one has a soft part in my heart. Now, just above that I have a Japanese ghost story. This is based on a piece of footage that I shot when I was doing the Kasakabe Summer Festival. I tried to make a story out of it, but I only had the one piece of film. It didn't come out quite how I imagined it. It was a bit of a failure on my part, but it was a valuable learning experience for me. So I've decided I want to do more about stories, hopefully better than this one. My fifth one, though, is this video here. It's got 379 views. Subterranean Secrets, Rick Spark 7 Glitches Azure Mines. I found that if you mine to a certain place and jumped up, then you jumped into a different place into the map. And I just found this really fascinating. And I didn't know of anyone else who had been able to do this. And I found that you could also, using this glitch, actually start creating a dam across the river in the game. So, and I've tested this recently, it's still in there. So you can still do this even after the latest update. So this is my fifth video because that's something that I did, something that I found, so I'm proud of that. Okay, this is a video I liked. How to get a Kappa name emblem. This is not one of my favorites except for this part where I do a parody on Reservoir Dogs. I call it Rick's Azure Doges. But that's the only real part I like in this video. The rest of the video, yeah, I got a bit more confident about using music in my videos and doing that. Okay, and here we go. And this is the sixth video I am proud of. I use a song, one I really enjoy, by Emma Chaplin. Rather than just putting mining to music, I try to create more of a feeling in this one. I tried experimenting more with how to shoot the video, so this represents another leap for me, where I'm actually trying to experiment in how I'm actually shooting these videos. So that video represented how I tried to get more and more dramatic in my videos. Number 6 and number 7. This would be my number 1 pick, but I made a few mistakes in it. Basically, it's about Rick Spark 7 walking through different maps, but at one point I switched to this shot. Instead of us being able to see him, you're seeing from his point of view, and that change, I didn't like it at the time, but I thought, well, I'll go with it, and now I regret that I did. I should have kept it in the same format, where we just see him all the time. So like I said, that would have been my favorite, except for that. I can't unsee that every time I watch that now. I like this video, but only for the part where I actually make a parody of CSI Miami. The rest of the video is meh, so I tried. After that, I started doing a real game that I got off Steam, Call of Cthulhu, and I like this. Blocked worldwide? It's been blocked worldwide? You're kidding me. Why is that? Oh, because I like that bit. They said it was okay before. Now they've gone and blocked it. Okay, because that was one thing I liked about that was at the end of each of these videos, I did a little segment where I took some part of the video and did my own personal thing on that. So, for example, on this one, I took the song "I Will Survive" because the whole chapter is devoted to this woman who summoned this monster, and now she's trying to get rid of it. So I love this. This just a way that you could change this whole tone of the video by putting it to music. In this one, I actually took my inspiration from the movie Kick-Ass and did a little fan thing at the end there. So here I did a parody of the Magic Treehouse meets Call of Cthulhu. This is a parody. This is not for children or for those offended by a parody of the Magic Treehouse series. I do it in jest because I like the Magic Treehouse series, but you can also always make fun of it too. So there are always things in the Magic Treehouse books that are the same, so I thought I could play on that.
Took a deep breath and pointed at the book. I wish we could go there. The treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster. Then everything was still, absolutely still, except for the sounds of Jack and Annie throwing up in a corner.
So they always do that in every book. So I thought I'd just add a little extra to that. Okay, so then I continued making more of these videos where I'm using songs. But then we get to my number 9 video. Now I wanted to do a parody of Train Spotting. It has one of the best intros in all of movie history. I wanted to do a parody of this set in Azure Mines, but unfortunately it didn't quite come out the way that I imagined it to be. So this is not one of my favorite videos, unfortunately. Just because I was disappointed by the final outcome. I couldn't get what I wanted from that. But something did come from this. In the original Train Spotting intro, they had a scene where they're playing football. And I wanted to try to recreate that in Azure Mines. Well, one thing changed to another, and since I'm from Canada, I decided to switch to ice hockey, and that ended up being a whole video on its own because I needed to get some footage of that. And that is my number 9, the Battle of the Super Deities, Hockey Night in Azure Mines. If you grew up in Canada, you know about Hockey Night in Canada, and there are some very familiar elements to that, starting with the music. And I decided to put the music to Hockey Night in Canada to my intro. And it seemed to work perfectly. I was very surprised by that.
Tonight's game is brought to you
I even put in a fake advert.
Finding it in the field or trading for it. Remember, Ambrosia Adventures.
And of course, if you know Hockey Night in Canada, you know Coach's Corner with Don Cherry. So I decided to make a parody of that with Don Peach, using my character, Doobie Wooby Noobie, who was of course Mr. Peach in my Reservoir Dogs parody.
And Rix has got it back again.
Yeah, I ended up losing that game, but it was worth it because I just had so much fun making the video and editing the video. And finally, number 10 is I Believe I Can Fly. I was looking for a really sort of false, optimistic song that didn't really mean very much, the type that they like to use in sort of documentaries, because I wanted to get that parody of a documentary, and this one was just perfect for it. It doesn't really, the song itself doesn't really mean anything, but in this case I like it because the character actually takes it literally. The song and the shots that I had taken fit together so well. All I did was I reduced the speed, and it fit that when he would say something like soaring or flying, that's when my character would hit the ground. Everything just seemed to work out so perfectly. This is the closest I've come to a perfect video, despite the fact that I don't really care that much for the song itself. I just had so much fun making this video, and for example, like at this point where he hits and R. Kelly just goes in and says wah, so just right at that point, and it just looks perfect for the song. I couldn't have asked for anything more. It just worked out so well. And I love this last shot as well. Where I just look out, and then he comes, turns around, and then runs off again. And we just get that last shot where he's just frozen. And then it fades to black. So those are the 10 favorite videos of mine. I had so much fun making the videos. I'm looking forward to making more. I can't believe we've actually reached 1,000 subscribers. After my first year, I only had 8 subscribers. Mind you, I wasn't really asking for subscribers that much, but still, going from 8 after 1 year to 1,000 in just over 3 years, I'm still awed. Thank you very much. So, until the next video.